So today we will start about the inheritance. Can anyone tell about the inheritance? What is inheritance? In English, what is inheritance? Are you able to see my screen, everyone?
Everyone? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so
Now, no. Okay, now good.
okay. Okay, so what is inheritance?
Parent class inherit child class.
Correct. So when we are inheriting some properties of parent class in child class, that is called as inheritance. In simple English, inheritance is taking the property of your parents, taking the properties of your parent, the child take the property of the parent, that is called as inheritance. So in Java also, we use the same thing, that we are taking the properties of the parent and using it in the child class. Okay. So inheritance is inherit the property of parent into child class. Inheritance is the procedure by which one object acquire all the properties and behavior of the parent class. Okay, suppose we are writing one class animal and we are writing one class dog. So we have the same method in both the classes. Okay, so this is not the good way of writing an program. If we are writing this is like a redundancy, right? We are writing the same thing again and again. Instead of that, what we can do, we will inherit the property of animal class in dog class, like in child class, and then we don't need to write this method. We can use this method only in our child class. Okay, see how. See, this is the inheritance. What we are doing, we are extends the animal. That means animal is the parent class and dog is the child class. So we are inheriting the property of animal class in dog class, and we don't need to write the method, and we can use it with the help of uh, we can call any method of parent class in here. Okay, what we are doing, we are creating one object of this class, but we are calling all the can call all the methods of animal class by creating the object for the child class. Okay, how we will see it practically. Okay. Okay, so here I'm creating one new package. Here I'm creating a new package which is telling about all the things about inheritance. Okay. Inside that, I'm creating one class which is a suppose it's a dog class. Okay, in which I write the main method. Finish. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating one more class which is animal. Okay, class animal. Inside that, I'm creating one method which is called as Okay. Now what I'm doing here, if I try to create one object of dog class, okay, I'm creating one dog class object, suppose d equal to new, okay, and I want to call this eat method. So can I call now? See, it is not showing, right? See, it is not showing. And if I write it, it will give me error that this method cannot be called, correct? It is undefined for the type dog, okay? But as soon as I extend, this is the keyword. This is how you can um, do the inheritance. Okay, I will do extends animal. Fine. See, as soon as I extend the animal, this error has been gone. Okay, so if I try to add it d dot eat, so it will come automatically. You got my point? So this is called as inheritance. If you are extends the parent class, then it will be, then you can use all the methods whichever is there in the parent class. You can use it in your child class. Okay, if you extend the parent class. Here, any doubt? Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are the properties of inheritance? Inheritance is a relationship. Okay, it's also called as is a relationship. I mean it's basically called as is a relationship. Inheritance is called as is a relationship, like dog is a relationship with animal. Okay, that means this child class has a relationship with parent class. Okay, similarly parrot is a relationship with bird, like parrot is a child class and the bird is a parent class. Similarly, car is a relationship with vehicle and surgeon is a relationship with doctor. It's just to tell you that this is a relationship, which we call it as inheritance. Okay, in interview question also they can ask you to confuse. I mean, sometimes there are some written test also, right? So they can ask you what is a relationship, inheritance, polymorphism, or abstraction or encapsulation. So you should know that is a relationship means inheritance always. Okay. Okay. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of inheritance? Inheritance main advantage is code reusability. As you have seen that we can use the parent method in different child method. We can call that method in child method. So that means it's a code reusability. We can achieve polymorphism using inheritance. That is method overriding. We will see this in later in today's class, that how we can achieve polymorphism through inheritance. Okay. Main disadvantage of this is that classes are tightly coupled, right, with each other. If you are changing any certain code in one class, the other class will got affected, correct? Because why? If we are changing something in each method, okay, it automatically changes the code of the dog class also. I mean, if you are trying to change this method, then it automatically affect the other classes also, right? Whoever is inheriting. So that's why they are coupled, so tightly coupled with each other, that if anything you change here, this part will also be affected. Why? Because it is calling the same method. It is not writing the different method, and you are not creating different methods, right? Whatever you do changes in this in this method, it will affect to the other classes also who are inheriting the parent class. Okay, so if you do some changes in the parent class, it will affect all the other child class. So this is the main disadvantage. So you have to be very careful where all you are calling this method. So whether these things are affecting there or not, whether these things are implemented there or not. So you have to be taken care of that. Okay, is that clear? So this is the major disadvantage. Coming to how many types of inheritance are there? There are first single inheritance, which we just seen, that is called a single inheritance. That means B is taking the property of A. Okay. There are two more inheritance in Java, which is multi-level inheritance. That means B is taking property of A and C is taking of property of B. That means C is also taking property of A, because means A methods can be used in B methods as well as in C method. Okay. So indirectly it is taking A methods only. Okay. A methods also. So this is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay. That means it's a one level inheritance. That is possible. Third inheritance is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means B have the property of A and C also have the property of A, but C cannot have the property of B. Okay, so B methods cannot be used in C method. Only A methods can be used in B and C method. Okay, so that is called as hierarchical. Okay, this is very important. I mean, this is very important interview question, that what are the types of inheritance in Java. Okay. So these are the three types. Two more types are possible, but not in Java. Fourth type is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means there are two parents and one child, which is not possible in Java. But you know, there are few questions which could be asked, that is multiple inheritance possible in Java. You know, there are some tricky questions, so you should know that what is a multiple inheritance. That means you have a more than one parent, which is not possible in Java. Okay, only single or multi-level or hierarchical is possible. Multiple inheritance is not possible. Why? Because it makes a confusion that which method we are using. Either we are using, suppose B also has eat method, and C class also has eat method. See, these A, B, C all are referring to the classes. Okay, these are not method, these are referring to the classes. Okay, so B is a class which has many methods. C also have the class which has many methods. If D is taking, suppose B methods and also C methods, so what Java will get confused that from where I should take those methods. Okay, so multiple inheritance, that's why is not possible in Java. One more, hybrid inheritance is also not possible. So hybrid is what? Same thing. Like hybrid means many parents have the same child. That is called as hybrid, which is also not possible. Okay. So these three inheritance are only possible in Java. Okay, we will see examples of these two, multiple inheritance and multi-level inheritance and hierarchical. Okay, so this is the single inheritance which we have just seen. Like suppose A class has one method, B class has show B method. If B is extending class A, then it can also take the show A method. Am I clear to everyone till now? Is there any confusion you can ask?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me. Any confusion?
No, miss.
No? Okay. What I will do, I will show one more time about the single inheritance. If you have any doubt. Okay, this is class A, this is class B. Class B is the child class. Child class is taking the all the properties of A parent class. Okay, so extends A class. Now it has two methods, like A class has one method and B class has another method, which is different. Okay, show A and show B. Okay, now in the main method, we are calling show A, which is possible only if I extend it. Okay, because this is the object of B class and we are calling this in the calling the method of A class. Okay, I will show you practically. Okay, suppose I am creating one class. Okay, B class. Okay, it has one method called as void. Okay, so in the main method, we are creating one object of B class. Now, sorry, B dot the show B is only showing here, right? Why? Because we have not yet extend the A class. Okay, so if I write here extend A class, so after that it will show me both the classes A as well as B. Okay, so this is single inheritance. Now we will look into, is that clear to everyone? Single inheritance is done by this extends. Okay, now we have multiple inheritance. What is multi-level? Sorry, multi-level inheritance. That means B is taking the property of A and C is taking the property of B. Okay, so we have three classes. Okay, now what we will do? Okay, example of this. Okay, I will create one more class here. Is C class. Okay, and C is also extends the A class. A class. Okay, now it has a show C method and this is C class. Okay, I am not sure you are running the program, right? We'll run the program. Okay, anyways, this is A class, this is C class, and this is B class. So always remember, I've already told you, whichever name you have written, you should have the main method is that. Otherwise, it will not give you it will give you error. Okay. So if you create this as C class by mistake, and then you will see that the program will run, it will not run. Okay. So always remember whatever class name you have given in your package that have the main method. Okay. Now what I will do, this is a C class is extending the A class and B also extending the A class. Okay, so this is the way. A, no, wait.
Teacher, this is actually the hierarchical inheritance, because
Yeah.
B class and C class should,
Correct,
B class
correct.
should inherit A class, and then C class should inherit B class.
Correct. So this is the error. Why? Because C class should inherit the B class, right? So this is the way, like B should inherit the A and C should inherit the B. Okay, so I have changed it, and C should inherit the B class. Okay, so what will happen? B is inheriting A and C is inheriting B. Okay, now there is a, now what we will do, what we have to do, we have created the object for C. Now C should like B should have the C class also. See how. So C is not there. Why? Because it is inheriting. Okay. So what I have to do? Okay, I have to create one more class. This will not solve the problem. So I have to create one more class in which there is a, I have to write C class. Okay. So what I will do? Class in which I will write void show B. Then there will be a one more class, this is A class. Actually, we can do anything, but just to clear it properly, what we are doing, A is the parent class. Okay, so this is the parent class. This is the child class, which is extending the child class of A class. Okay, child class of A class. Okay, and this is the child class of B class. Okay. Clear? Now, oh wait, I have not extended. Extends A class, and here extends. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create one object of C class. Okay. C class. C equal to now C will call A and B. Okay. So we can call A class and we can call B class. Okay. A class and B class we can call it. Clear? Now C don't have a okay. If C has their own class, own method, then sorry, own method. Suppose C. Okay, so C can call the C method also. Obviously, C dot show C method also. Clear? Okay, if I execute it, C class. Okay, I've already defined this. So what I will do, I will delete this. Okay. Run as Java program. Okay. So what this program is doing, this is a multi-level inheritance. Okay, multi-level inheritance. What it is doing, this is an A class, which is a parent class. It has one method, and then there is one B class, which is a child class and which is extending A class. Okay, so it has one more method, and in the C class, it is extending the B class, and it also has a method C. Okay, if we create one object of C class, we can call all the methods. Even A method we can call it. Why? Because indirectly C is also the parent, C is also the child of A class indirectly. Okay, so C can also call A method, B method, and C. All the methods can call by the C class. Any doubt, please ask. If it is not clear, because this is very important topic, and in your project you may have to use it. Okay. Any doubt? Yes. Pooja?
Yes, Shavi, I have a question.
Hmm.
Can't grandchild inherit the properties of grandparent directly?
Yeah, we are doing right. This is a grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
C is a grandchild and it is taking the property of grandparent, which is A.
A.
Yeah. So this is the um, they can inherit the property of show A. See,
A.
by
Okay.
using C object, I can call the this is a grandparent. You are right. This is the grandparent, and we can inherit the properties of the grandparent by grandchild, which is the C class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
so this is how we can inherit the properties. Properties inherit means all the methods you can use it, whatever there is. If there is, suppose there are one more method. Okay. display A. Okay, display A. There's one more method written in the A class. So we can also inherit by the C class. C dot display A. See, this is coming display A. So all the methods, whichever there in the A class, we can inherit here. If we create an object for this B class, suppose we have created one object here.
Mhm.
Okay, suppose B object we have created, B equal to new. Okay, so we can inherit the B dot. Sorry, no, not like that. We cannot do like that. Control. Inside the method you can do. Okay, so B dot see display A is possible. Okay, why? Because it's a we are inherit the property of A, right?
A class.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can use that B dot show A. Show A is possible. Why? See, show C is not possible. Why? Because B is not inheriting C, right? So only show A is possible. Show A method is possible, and show B method is possible, which is already there. We are in the show B method only. So B dot show B. Okay, so we can call the same method again and again. This is called recursive method. So with that also we will learn. Okay, so we can call same method within the method. Okay.
Mhm.
So we can call, but we cannot call this method. Why? Because we are not, B is not extending the properties of C. Okay, so we cannot call C here. Show C method we cannot call, but we can call the other methods, which is there in the A and B. Okay, so we can call it, we can only call these many methods. Okay, in A, if we are creating, suppose here we are creating one object, A object we are creating, A equal to okay, so A will not call any B method or C method. It will call only their own method. Okay, because parent child cannot have all the properties of child classes. Okay, parent can only call their own method. Okay, see this show A is only there, no show B. If we try to find the show B, we cannot find it. Okay. So parent class don't have the properties of child classes. Parent can only call their own methods, but child class can call all the methods of parent classes. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Any doubt you can ask?
It's very clear.
Okay, great. Now we will move to multi-level is done. Multi-level inheritance is done. Now we will go to the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance is what? Hierarchical inheritance is parent is like parent class is one and you have the two child. Okay, that means B don't have the property of C and C don't have property of B. Okay, but it has only the property of A. So here that is called as hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so suppose there is a method here, show A in class A, show B in class B, and show C in class C. Okay, so we will see how it will work in here. Okay. Now what I will do, hierarchical inheritance, change it here only. Okay, now there is a class A, which is the parent class. Okay, I'm deleting these things. Okay, this is the one method Okay, we will take two methods in class A, that is fine. Class B is extending the A class. Okay, so child class of A class. Okay, this also we will delete. Okay, and child C is the again the class A. Okay, this is extending the A class. Okay, it has one B has one method, C also have one method. Okay, now what I am doing, this is a parent class, this is a child class of A class, and this is also the child class of A class. Okay, so we have only one parent, that is A, and we have two child, which is B class and C class. Okay, now what will happen? See, this is error. Why? Because it is not, it cannot extend the B class now. So this is the, this you cannot use it. Why? Because it don't have, C class now don't have the property of B class. So it is giving you error that you cannot use the methods which are available in B class. Why? Because B is no more parent now. It is becoming child of A, and C is also child of A. So you cannot use it. That is the only difference between the hierarchical and multi-level. Okay. Is that clear to everyone? So this you cannot use it here. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone.
Yes,
Yes, it's clear.
yes.
Great. So this is also clear. So now one more point which I wanted to tell you is, when we write our class B extends A, that means A is the parent class and B is the child class. You know? So all the properties of class A inherits by the class B, except there is one, if some question will ask that all the properties of A inherit in the class B, so we will say no, that constructor method of A class cannot be called in B class. Okay, if you are writing any constructor which doesn't have any void value, right, return type, okay, that methods cannot be called in B. If it has some, A method has some constructor, that cannot be called in B. And private methods. Okay, suppose you have written, instead of public, you have written some private methods or private variables. Okay, so that also you cannot inherit in the class B. Okay, so these are the 2 points which you have to remember, that while inheriting the properties, you cannot inherit private methods and constructor. Okay. Okay. So this is all about the inheritance. Now moving, any doubt in inheritance? Otherwise, we will move to the polymorphism. Any doubt in inheritance? No? Okay. So moving on, what we will do is, we will today we will have this polymorphism topic also. What is polymorphism? What the meaning of polymorphism? Anyone? Polymorphism also one of the OOPS concept, right? Like in Java, we have many OOPS concept, which is inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So polymorphism also one of the OOPS concept. Okay. OOPS is what? Object-oriented programming language. Okay. So we have learned about the object, we have learned about the class, we have learned about the method. All these are OOPS concepts, and we have learned about the inheritance now. Now it comes the polymorphism. Polymorphism is like, poly is the meaning of many, many forms. A morphism is forms. Okay, so polymorphism consists of poly and morphism, where poly means many and morphism means forms. Okay, so polymorphism has many forms. In real time example, suppose water. Water has many forms. How? Solid, liquid, gases. So it has a many forms. Like we can use water with the solid state also, liquid state also, and gas state also. Okay. Similarly, shapes. Shapes has many forms: square, circle, triangle. Okay, and sounds also have many forms like bark, roar. Okay, so these are the many forms of one mm, particular thing. So water has many forms, shapes has many forms, and sound has many forms. Similarly, in Java, we create methods and of different forms. Okay, how we create the method of different forms? We can create same name with different passing different parameters. Okay, or same parameters and same name, but return type is different. So that becomes a many forms. Okay, so suppose we are using the same name. Suppose addition of two numbers. Okay, addition of two numbers we can do by passing two parameters. So add will be the same method, but we are passing two parameters. So that is the that is one form. Okay, and if we are wanted to add three numbers, but method name is add only, but we are passing three numbers, so that is a different form. Both the methods are different, but it has the same functionality. Okay, that method is doing the same functionality. Okay, we'll learn about it. Like types of polymorphism, we have compile time polymorphism. Okay, by which we can achieve these polymorphism by method overloading, and this can be handled by the compiler. Okay, so compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. It is also called as static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism. Okay, so compile time polymorphism is called as method overloading, and runtime polymorphism is called method overriding. Okay, we will learn about this in detail, that what is all about. So this can a compile time polymorphism can be handled by compiler, and the runtime polymorphism can be handled by JVM. JVM, I have told you, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, this is just for your knowledge. It doesn't help in programming, but just if you wanted to know that how it is compiled. So this is handled by the compiler and this is handled by the JVM. Okay, because runtime is always be handled by the Java virtual machine, and like a static or compile time, while when you are compiling, that time it is handled by the compiler. Okay. Now coming to the method overloading, how we can do the method overloading. Okay, method overloading, I'll tell you. Okay. First, I will tell you what is polymorphism. Otherwise, it will be confusing for you. So we will do practical thing about the polymorphism. So I'll create one package which has a poly or about the polymorphism. Okay. Inside that, I will create one, suppose test. I'll create one class name test. Okay. I'll add one. Okay. So inside this test, I have many methods. Suppose I have one show method. Okay. Suppose I have void which has void show which has passing some argument integer a. Okay, again I have one method show which has a string variable. Okay, so that makes it different. Before that it was showing error, but now it is not showing error. Why? Because we have changed the parameter. If suppose I have written the same thing, then it will tell you the error, which is duplicate method show int. Okay, so duplicate method is not allowed, but if we change the parameter, see the name of the method it's same, but as soon as we change the passing parameters or different form, this is called as different forms. Okay, we have changed the form, so the error is gone. Okay, so this is the example of polymorphism. Suppose we are writing something here. Okay, like it is a int method. Okay, this is a int method, and this is what? String method. Okay, this is a method here. Okay, what we have to do, we want to call both the methods. So what we can do, we'll create a object. Very good. We'll create an object here. Okay, so t dot, all the methods will come show. See here there are two methods, integer method and string method. So you can call both the methods. Okay, integer t dot show is the string. Okay, so string. So as you can see, integer is calling 0 and string is calling null. Okay, so you can pass the values also here, like suppose 10 you can pass. Okay, or here you can pass your string, suppose ABC, anything you can pass here, and you want to display okay, it will just call this method. Okay, it will not display any ABC, it will display just it will just call this method. Okay, just suppose I will execute this. Okay. So it will call first the integer method and then the string method. Okay, so this is very important interview question. Like if you want to call the string method, can you call it by like this? Can you call it?
No.
Correct, you cannot call this method. This is also called by the integer. This is called as automatic promotion, which I will tell you. Okay, but just wanted to tell you that this is the way we can call the okay, don't get confused right now, I'll tell you about that. So this is how it is the example of polymorphism. Okay, which has a many forms. Okay, these are many forms, right? Because this is the same name but has a many forms. Okay, clear? Now moving on, first we will learn about the overloading. Okay, overriding we will do it later. So this is just a difference I wanted to tell you. So by the end of the class you will clear about the difference. Okay, so right now we will go with the how to do method overloading. So this what we have done is called as method overloading. How? Because it is a same name, same class, different arguments. Okay, different arguments can be, number of argument can be different. Okay, sequence of the argument is different and type of the argument is different. Okay, so here what was that? Type of the argument is different. Okay, sequence also, suppose there number of arguments. Okay, first number of arguments. Okay, this is a one argument. If we write integer a and also we write integer b, okay, so that is also okay. Okay, so that is also not showing you error. So this is what this is called different argument. Number of argument is different. Okay, so there are number of argument. You can write one more method which has 3 arguments. Okay, integer c. Okay, so it has different arguments. Now sequence of argument. Suppose we have written same thing, same name, same, so it will give you error. But if I write c b, okay, no, b is the same, right? D, suppose I've written D, so then also it is not working. Why? Because it has a same integer, which is not possible. Okay, if I write, suppose these are the two methods in which it has some integer, then suppose string, and it has a suppose what you call it, any other string, integer, and double, or
Double, yeah.
float, we can call it float. Okay, float. Okay, so if I write same thing here, it will give error. Okay, but if I change the sequence, okay, suppose I've written here this, then I will write here this, and sorry, string, float, and then I will write integer a. Okay, then it will not give you any error. That means you have changed the you have different sequence of argument. Okay, so the sequence of argument is different, then also it will not give you error, because sequence is also important when you are calling your method. Okay, so why it is showing error? Because there is no string, only string is not available, so that's why it is giving you error. Okay, so okay, so if you call t dot suppose show, so there are so many ways of writing it. Okay, integer, string float, and string float integer. These are two different methods which having the change of sequence. Is that clear to everyone? Change of sequence, sequence of argument, if it is changed, then it is a different method. Okay, now type of arguments. Type of argument is also we have seen, like if it is a different type, integer type and string type, then it will show you different. Okay, is that clear to everyone? So this is called as method overloading. What is method overloading? This is really an important interview question, that what is method overloading? When you are writing same method with passing different arguments in the same class. Okay, so we have the same class. Okay, this is the test class we are using, and inside the test class we are passing the same name of method with different arguments. Different arguments can be of different numbers, sequence, and type. Okay, is that clear? Method overloading is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So here is one example also. I will share this PPT. So what is the example here? Test show method. Okay, so this we have done. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here I am showing that if there is a same method with no arguments, then compiler will get confused which method to call. So this type of error is called as ambiguity error. Okay. What is error? Ambiguity. Why? Because this is the same name, and if there is no argument passing, um, it will be showing some error. Okay. Then method overloading. So yeah, passing one argument. This is clear. This is also clear. So with the help, if it is passing integer, we can call it this by this way. Correct? Show method can be called by this way. Is also clear. Okay, so show method can have integer, string, and integer. Okay, so these are the two ways of passing parameters. Number of arguments are different. Here the number of arguments are different. Here the sequence of argument is different. Like I've told you, integer string and string integer. So it will call you. Okay. Okay, so will this work? Will it work? I have told you like integer string and string integer, and I am calling this show method 1020. So will this program work? Anyone?
No, because
No.
both are integer and there is integer string or string integer, so it will not work.
Yeah, it will not work. Why? Because there is no such method we have written in this program which has two integers. Okay, so it will give you error. Okay, good. So if we call 10 comma and in the brackets in the quotes we will call ABC or something like that, then only it will work. Okay, good. So this will not gonna work. I will show you here also. If I call t dot show, like suppose string, then only it will work. String which one I took? Integer string float. Okay, integer string float. So this is the way of writing integer. Suppose I write integer integer integer, so it will give you error. Okay, because there is no such method of integer integer type is not applicable. Okay, same thing. Fine. If I call this as ABC, then also it will work. Okay, clear? Sequence of argument I have told you, like if the sequence will be changed, it will be a different method. Okay, if sequence is changed, then it will be different type of argument also will. Okay, now important points. Okay, important point is what? It is about the overloading. Okay, overloading I have not taught you, right? So now comes the overriding is clear. Now we will come to the method overloading is done. Now we will come to the overriding. Okay, what is overriding? When we are using the same name, same method name. We are talking about here method. Okay, same method name but in different classes and same argument. Okay, that is called as method overriding. Okay, okay, that was for method overloading only, right? Yeah, we have done this thing. So we'll just take the important points. Can we achieve method overloading by the return type of the method only? Can you answer this? Can anyone answer? I have not tried this now. Okay, return type that I have not covered. Okay, so we will see one example. Suppose there are two methods. Okay, this everyone clear, right? I have take only two method now. Okay, and I have same argument. Okay, but instead of void I will take the return type as integer. So will this work? Can we achieve method overloading by changing the return type of the method only? So the answer is no. Here return 0. If I say return, actually we can do that. No, duplicate method, show integer type. Okay, so we cannot do that. Okay. Can we achieve method overloading by changing the return? That if we change the return type and same parameters are there, then we cannot achieve method override. Okay. Can we overload Java main method? Okay. Suppose there are, these are the important, we'll change first. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I will integer b here. Okay. Suppose I will write integer here also and integer here also, then it will become 0. Okay. Then it will be then it is possible, right? Then it is possible. Okay. Let's just, you can just do hit and trial, then
Maybe I have a
you know,
question in this.
yeah.
Like when you are using a return type void and means return type int, it is showing an error like duplicate method. But when we means right now you have used int, but I have used int and float, then also it was working. Why?
Okay, we are using int and float. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was
Okay.
working. It's not giving an error. So here the return type is different, but it was executing. But when I'm taking void as a return type, then it is showing error as duplicate method.
Okay, so returns. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. This will work. Can we achieve method overloading by changing the return type? So yeah, I thought this will work. Okay.
But my question is why it is not working with void and other return type?
Actually, it worked. Yeah, now it is working. See? No, but this is a same different.
But yeah, sorry. Here you have changed. Yes, now the parameter is the same.
No, it is giving the same error. See?
But float should have a return value, right?
Okay, sorry. Now see, then also it is giving error. I will check on this point because this is
float should have float integer, means float a.
Float a. Oh, then it is like working, right? This is the change of what you say. See, this will obviously work. This is different, and this is different form, and this is different form, right? This is different, and this is different. This will anyway work. If you say void also, see, if you have the different argument you're passing, then obviously this is an method overloading.
So if we are using a return type float, can we use int a in the parameter?
Yeah, that's what it is not possible because this both will be same then, no? So return type doesn't have any meaning. If you are, if you are doing method overloading, the return type could be anything. It can be anything, but the argument should be different. Then only you can do it method overriding. Okay.
So the question which is asked there, like if the return type is changed, will it work? So the answer will be no.
No, this will not work. Method overriding. Okay. So this is the example of method overriding. So this is the answer is no. First is, can we achieve method overloading by changing the return type of the method? Answer is no.
Okay.
Because we cannot achieve. If the same thing we are passing and the different return type, our what you say, method overriding is not achieved. Okay, so that's why this is the rule, right? These are the rules.
Teacher, here we are talking about method overloading, right? Not overriding.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's overloading. Shall we again writing you have?
You did the same thing again.
my bad. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what, there's so much of confusion. Still I'm getting confused. So you have to revise it again and again. Okay. So yeah, it happens. Like, see, this is the rule. See this, if you remember this page now, you will never will get confused. Okay. So always remember this page, and then you will be good. Like, overloading is just these things. Return type is not given here, right? Otherwise I could have written return type also. Okay, so return type is not given here. Only these points, these 3 points are important for overloading. Okay, is that clear? We have to have different arguments. Okay, then only the overloading is possible. Clear? Return type could be anything. Return type doesn't matter. So this first thing is false. Okay, where we were. Yeah, these are the important interview questions. Okay, so that's why I took this. So this first thing is false. Now the second thing is, can we overload Java main method? Okay, we were doing that. So get back to void, make it simple. Yeah.
We cannot override main method because it's static. Then
We'll see if we okay, could be right. Suppose I've written one main method again, okay, but we'll make it as normal main method. Not this return type won't have any problem, right? And we are passing the different arguments. Suppose integer a I'm passing. Okay, return type doesn't have anything, so we can write the main method. We can override the main method. Yes, we can override the main method. And if we write suppose this, then which method it will call? Okay, suppose I have written this over here. Okay, and we write main method. Okay, and what we will do here, I want to call this main method. So what I will do, t dot main, see it is coming. So I can overloading the main method. What will be the result? See, main method is called here. So yes, we can overload main method, okay, by changing the argument. Okay, we have changed the argument. We are not passing the same argument. We are changing the argument, and we can overload the main method.
teacher, we can overload here, but when we go to the the GVM one in the runtime, the GVM will always call the the first static
Correct.
main method.
Correct.
Right?
When we are, yes, you're right. But what it will do, it will search for this main method. Okay. Whatever inside this, see, main method is not executed first. It executed this public static void main method. Okay. Whatever is there inside, if I have not written here this, it will not execute this main method. Okay, when JVM is calling, it will search for this main method which has a string argument. So this is why we always write like this, because the JVM search for, like this argument which already they have stored in by this argument. They have stored that we have to call this main method which has a string arguments. Okay, you can write you can read about this in detail with this these are all the description given there. But JVM always look for the main method who has a string argument. It will not look for the main method which has an integer argument. Are you getting my point? If I don't write here, if I comment this, it will not run this main method will not be called. It only look and start their programming only with this main method which has this arguments. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Any doubt? Anyone?
So the answer for this question is yes, right?
Yes,
but,
yes.
But at the runtime, the JVM will only call the other main method that has string.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because that is the program, that is the way the Java is programmed, that it will look for this main method, not any other main method which has any other arguments. No, we are just trying to see that whether we can overload the main method or not. Okay, so we can overload the main method, but it doesn't mean that it will act as this method. It's just another method which has a name same as main. Okay, but it is not acting, or it is not taking all the properties or all the it doesn't act as what we have in the main whatever we are using for the main method. It is not acting, is just overloading. We are just taking some name of a method which is passing a different argument. If it doesn't pass any argument, then also it will be called. Okay, so it's just a name of the method. Okay, it is not acting as a main method of Java. Okay, it's just acting as a name of the method which is having different arguments and acting as a. So it's just an interview question that might be asked to you, and you should have a knowledge that you can overload the main method. Okay.
Teacher.
Yeah. So next is
I have a question.
Yeah. Ask me.
Yeah, we can overload the static method or just avoid the method.
Okay. So this is a static method and we can overload it. So yes, of course, we can overload the static method also. As I told you that return type, okay, static method can call only, it is giving the, it is not giving the error, just giving the warning. So as I told you, return type doesn't have anything for the overloading. Okay, overloading doesn't bother the return type. Okay, so we can do that also. Okay, so it doesn't matter what will be the return type for your method, only the argument should be different. Okay, the passing argument should not be same, it should have different type or number, whatever 3 things we have learned, right? So it should have a different
Okay.
argument, but return type could be anything. It could be public also. So return type doesn't have any
Yeah.
doesn't have any change for overloading. Okay, it just have the arguments which you are passing. That only matters. Only the argument should be different and should be in the same class. Okay, it should not be in the different class. Okay, so all these things are in the same class. Then only it is overloading. Okay, is that clear to everyone?
Yeah. So when you put object and main, we don't
excuse
need
me.
to use it like this.
Oh.
Just we put main method without
Mhm.
object because it's static method.
No, can you come again?
Hello.
I just lost the question. I mean, I didn't get your question.
Yeah, what I mean, because it's static method, we don't need to use objects that mean, just we put mean or test that mean, because it's static.
Dunstan, can you go on mute because you have a disturbance? I
Hello.
cannot hear. Yeah.
Hello. My
Yes,
question is,
Dunstan.
can we
Yeah.
write t dot main inside 10?
Inside
10
T dot in inside 10.
t dot main within bracket 10.
Yeah, 10 we cannot write. Why? Because we are not passing integer. If we are passing integer a, then we can write 10. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If we are not passing any
But
integer, yeah.
first time if you are type 0, it not shows error. 0.
Yeah, that time I was passing integer a. If you are passing any argument, then you have to write something inside it. Integer, not
Okay.
something like integer you have to pass. If you are passing string, suppose I am passing here string, it will give me error now. Why? Because I have to pass one string here. See, it is giving me error now. Why? Because are you
Okay.
getting my
Okay.
point?
Yeah.
Okay. Dunstan has so much noise. Now you can ask some other one asking some question.
Okay, teacher, why we need to use object for this one? Because it's static.
Here you're asking.
Yes.
Only this is static, right? Other
No, for last one, for main method, the last one.
Yeah. Okay. This is just now I made this static. So if
Yes.
you call yeah, just now I made that static. If you don't want to yeah, that this also you can call.
Okay.
You don't need object. When you make it static, then you don't need object. You can call it directly also. Then also it will work. Okay. If I execute it, this will work. See, it is calling main method. We don't need object if it is static. But just now I made that static. After your question, I made this static. So if you make it static, you don't need a object to call the main method. Right. Good observation. That's why it is giving you the error. Yeah, warning.
I have a question, like if the method is static, then we need to call through class or directly we can call.
We can call directly if it is in the same class. Okay. Okay. These are all in the same class. So you don't need any object. If it is in different class, you might need object. You might need a object to call it. Because this is a same class, you don't need any object to call it because it's a static. But these methods are not static. these methods, show method, are not static, so you need object to call them. If you don't write object here, it will give error. See,
Yeah,
cannot
that's clear.
static. Yeah. So clear, Tripti?
It's clear.
Okay. Any other doubt? Good questions are nice. I mean, all are asking very good question. So everyone clear till here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay. Okay, so what is type promotion? Okay, and what are the different types of type promotion? Okay, type promotion. What I have written. This is automatic promotion, which I will tell you. Okay, what we will do, we'll just take a 5 minutes break, then we will continue. Is that okay? Okay. So we are done with the method overloading. Now we are done with the automatic promotion also. Now, yes, for the example of automatic promotion. Okay, case 1, we have seen that integer will take the character will take the integer value. Okay, now case number 2. In this case, what we are doing, this is an object which we are passing, object A and string A. Then what will be the output of this? Can anyone tell? This is also an automatic promotion. Example. Yeah, the string method, because it is a direct thing, right? Object is the parent for all the classes which is in Java. Okay, this is the main thing. But if there is a direct, I mean, if there is something direct, it is coming direct, like ABC is a string and string value is available, then it will go for the string method. Okay, but if there is a case that there is no string, like there is a method. Okay, here also string is available. So object is a parent for all the classes, for string class also and string buffer. Then this time, what will it take? Whether it will take string buffer or string method. Tell me.
String method.
String method only. Okay. In this case, suppose, okay, we will just check that what it will take. Okay, in our practically we will see. Suppose there is one. Suppose we have a test, inside that we have a show method, inside that we are taking object A. This is the, so this is an object method. Object method, and in this we are calling the string A. String A, and this is a string method. We will delete everything, rest everything. And in the main method, we are creating one method and we are calling. Why this C, control Z? Why this is not showing me the error? Can anyone tell? See, there is no error in this, even though there is no integer, no float, no character. Why it is not giving any error?
Because object is the parent of all.
Correct. Yeah, so object is taking care of everything. Why? Because object is the parent of all the classes. Okay, all these integer and string, float, everything. Okay, so that's why it is not giving you the error. So now what we want, t dot show. Okay, but we are passing here. We are passing suppose a b c. So which method it will call? Like string method. Okay, this will not call the object method. But if we call it t dot show, and then we will pass some 0 argument, that means integer. That time which one it will call? This second case,
Object method.
object method.
Object method.
Object method, right? This is the second case. Now suppose we have a one more method, which is a new string buffer. Okay. String buffer method, right? String buffer A. We were doing string. Okay. So this is the string buffer. Okay, we are calling a string buffer method. Okay. This time, what we want to try is, okay, we'll just see that now which one it will call. String method only, right? Because this is a direct calling. Okay. Now, if we want to call this string buffer method, what I have to do? I have to write t dot show in this. How I will call? I will call it as new string buffer. I am telling you this. This is also just a way of calling a string buffer, because this is also the what you call classes of Java. Okay, the string buffer is also the class of Java, and object is the parent for all those classes. Okay, so just wanted to tell you how we can call this also. Okay, so this will call the string buffer class. Okay, so if you get the direct match, suppose this is the direct match, it will always call the direct method. Okay, suppose this is not available, then also this is not giving you the error, but which one it will call? It will call the object method. Okay, this will call the object method, and this will call the string buffer method. Okay.
What is a string buffer? Means
string buffer is also, as I told you, string buffer is a different class which is available there in the object method. Okay, so object is the parent class of all the classes. Object is a class which has a different classes. So string is also there, string buffer is also there. You just for your knowledge, you rarely use the string buffer, but there is some type of, because many interview question will ask suppose what is string buffer, and how it is related to object. So that time you should have the knowledge of that string buffer is also a classes in Java. Okay.
Okay.
This is how we can call it. And if suppose object is not available, then it will call the string buffer. If suppose object class is not available, object is not available and you wanted to call this method, so this will not happen. This string, okay, this is not available. Okay, so only the string buffer can be called. Object is not there. String buffer can only call the only call the string buffer. Okay, string is available, so yeah. So this is how you can call different methods. Okay, so this is all the example of overloading. Okay, this is how you can call. Next overloading case is what? Okay, yeah, this is very important. Okay, that how you can call the float method with different ways. Okay, so suppose there is two method, integer float and float integer. So can this work? Will this work? Can anyone tell? So this will be work. This will be working integer float and float integer. This is the direct thing. Okay. Now third thing is 10, 20. So can anyone tell, will this work?
No.
Okay. And then the next one. Will
No.
this work? Okay. This will also not work. Okay. We'll just see in practical, because float, we have just seen that float integer cannot be called, yeah, in automatic promotion. Okay. What we will do, we will create this integer float method. Okay. Okay, so what we do? Integer A and then float B. Okay, float B. So this is an integer float method. Integer float method, and then there is one float A and integer B. So this is float integer method. Okay. We need right now only two, so we leave that. Okay, now t dot show. This is float, so 2.5 f and 0. Right, this is working. Now t dot show 0 and 2.8 f. So anything you can write. So this is also working. Okay, 10. Now if I try t dot show 10 and 20, we were saying that it will not work. So yes, why this is not working? Because as I told you, automatic promotion reverse is not possible. Okay, so but if I say integer float, okay, that is not working. If I say float, then it will work.
Yes.
Yes, then it will work.
No, it's showing error.
Not working. Why? Because, okay, float integer in the test type is not applicable for the argument float. Okay, so float will also not work. Okay. Then what we have to do, if we try string float A, B, C, this will also not work. This will not work. And if we try, what all we were there?
Int.
Int is not working. String int is not working. Float will not work.
Excuse me. Excuse
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Yeah, if you try character.
Okay. This is working. See, if we try character, why? Because you have to remember this thing. Character can take the integer as well as float. Okay, so the character will work. Clear?
Chavi, I have a question. If character is working, then integer and float should also work.
Integer float. Okay, we will try.
Because integer can be promoted to float, right?
So float, you said
Integer
and integer. Okay, to 20.
20, 20.5f. So it should work, right?
Yeah, it is working. See, but float integer will not work. Float integer.
Shavi, but int can work now, because if we take like 2020, so if we go to first method, int a float b, so it
should also work.
If we take 20, it will convert in float. No?
It should also work.
Why? Because which method it is calling, it all depends. Like this method. Okay. See, float cannot be
no,
integer.
it can take the 50.0.
50.0.
Like 50 equal to 50.0.
Yeah, this is working. No, this is working. See, integer float will work, but float integer will not work.
No, if I see that diagram automatic promotion, there is if we have int, it can promote in float.
Float, yes.
That's why I'm saying. If we have 50,
integer
then it can.
Integer can promote into float. That's why this is working. Integer is acting as float, and integer and float. Okay.
In first method, void show int a float b. I'm asking for this
one. Can be act as float. So float should work. Yeah. Integer can act as float.
Why it is not working?
Okay. Integer. Actually, it should work. Float, yeah. Ideally, it should work.
Yes, because int can be promoted to float, but it's showing error.
Yeah, why it is showing error? Okay, change method. Okay, if I make it as one more method. Okay, here I am writing only.
Chavi, float will not, but because float can't be converted into integer.
Yeah, that's what there's some
So
confusion.
20,
Float
line
and
number 25, both float is there. So
yeah.
this will not satisfy the condition.
See, integer. Just a minute. Charge. There is some confusion happening. Okay. So, see, float integer can easily be taken as float. See, this is clear from this 25th line that integer can be taken in float. Why? Because it is calling the float method. But which one it is? Yeah, you were saying something. Last thing I did listen.
Yeah, in line number 25, before we have written 20.5 f semicolon 20 point something dot f. So it will showing error just because float can't be go reverse into integer. That's why. Because integer can be float, but float can't be integer.
Correct. That is the thing which I wanted to tell you. That t dot show that integer can be float. See, integer can be float. In this 26 line, it is showing that integer, there is no integer here. Is this? If you have any doubt, we can solve that problem in the next.
No, we have a doubt like if we are taking both the field as integer, then why it is showing error? Because integer can be promoted to float. The question is this.
Is that okay? So why this is showing error, right? Because integer can be promoted as float.
Sorry, line number 5, we have a method like integer a comma.
Sorry, we cannot hear you. Your voice is breaking up. Is anyone able to hear her?
Okay. Hello.
Chavi, we can't hear you. Sorry.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yeah.
Am I not audible? Hello.
Yes, now you are audible, Chavi.
Okay. Okay. Maybe some connection issue. So what I'm trying to tell you is no. Okay. Why this is error? Duplicate parameters. Oh, sorry. Okay, maybe because this is an ambiguity that which one it will take. Okay, suppose I am taking here, maybe because this is not working. Why? Because which method it will take? Either it will take integer float or float integer. That is why it is giving you the error. Not because it cannot promote the integer cannot promote the float, but which one it will take. So that is also you have to take care that it is an ambiguous error. It is not a like mismatch error, but it is an ambiguous error. Why? Because there are two methods which have promoting the same thing. Okay, auto promotion is happening. Here also auto promotion is happening, but the thing is which one it will take. Either it will take this method because it is applicable for this method also and this method also. right? Integer, that's why it is giving you the error, because it is confused between these two methods. Okay, these three methods, because it can take any method. Are you getting my point? Am I audible?
Yes, Shavi.
Audible.
Yeah, so this can be called by any method. This this line can call any three of this method. So that is why it is giving you the error that this is an ambiguous. This is an ambiguous, that which one it will take. Okay, because it is satisfying all the three methods. Okay, so that is the problem with this. Not like it cannot promote it. It can very well promote, integer can very well promote the float method, but you have to also take care that there should not be any ambiguity. Okay, if there is ambiguity, it will give you the error. Okay, so
in that
now
case,
you understood why it is giving the error. Yeah, ask me the question.
Yeah, my concern is, in that case, if we comment the two other method, will it work?
Okay, no,
Like,
it will not work. Again, it is okay. Comment the other two methods. Yes, if I comment these two methods, like okay, if I commenting these methods, I think it will work. See, now it is working because there is no ambiguity now. It will be taking this this method, because there is no ambiguity. Only one method is there, and which is float. And if we comment this one, okay, if we comment this one and we uncomment only float integer, then also it should work, right?
yes.
Yeah, see, this is working.
Yeah.
Because of ambiguity, it was showing us the error. Now everyone understood what is the reason of giving the 20, 30 as error? Because of only
Shavi.
because of ambiguity, not because it cannot promote the float one. Integer can promote the float one, but because there were two methods and two methods are acting same thing, that's why it was giving error. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we will do rest of the thing in the next class. If you have any doubt, anything, you can ask me. Yeah, anyone saying something? Am I audible? Your voice is like, okay. Sorry, now it is proper, right? I will stop
Yes.
recording.